Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to League Racing TV, here for round number 6 of the TTML Formula 3 season. It is the last race of 2021, and taking you through the action tonight is going to be myself, Bryn Mike, and joined alongside me in the commentary box is Mr. Storm King. Storm, how are you, bud? We're coming to the end of 2021. How are you doing?
Yeah, good evening everyone, and I'm pretty sure, myself included, I think we can write off 2021. Not for the racing has been fantastic, but all the other parts outside of that have, I think we all can write off. But yeah, the final race of the season, and it looks like CR7 will be racing. Oh, what's...
You said the season. The season's not over yet, guys. Don't get too concerned.
Yeah,
there's still more rounds in the new year. The last race of the year, you meant to say.
Yeah, don't worry, the festive season hasn't kicked in just yet for me. But yeah, no, CR7 reporting earlier that he had a few wheel issues, but it looks like he has got that sorted, and he's got himself in a lobby, and that may be crucial just for this championship battle that he is in with championship leader Carlsbury.
Yeah, and looking at the championship order, it is Carlsbury leading the way, as you said, on 149 points. Second place is CR7 on 98 points. He's got a 51 point gap to start closing in. Then we got Sway in third on 75, Jan in fourth on 71. Then we got Wesker in fifth on 67, 64 points for AJ in sixth. Then in seventh we got Imadi on 54 points, tied with a PewDiePie who's in eighth also on 54 points. Then we got 53 points for Graham, 52 points for Poldy, who rounds out the top 10 in the championship. Then we got Legend in 11th on 47, 44 points for Scuba, who is the highest of the reserve drivers this season. Then we got NLR Dylan on 31 points, Yaham on 29, 27 points for Yogi, 24 for Stevie G, I'm a Sloth on 12 points, Mad Jonas, who has retired from the season, on 11 points. Then we got TTG Waffles on 8 points, and Elite NL Dave on 0 points. And that's what the standings are looking like. It's been an impervious start of the season from Carlsbury.
Yeah, definitely. Carlsbury's got himself in a nice position, and now he's brought that complete package. Just got an update with CR7 because obviously he's a wheel user. He's in the lobby, but he hasn't managed to fix his wheel issue. So, is he going to be on wheel or is he going to be on pad? It's going to be very interesting. How he plays this, and we can't count out Sway here. Sway is P3 in the championship. If he can get a good result and CR7 doesn't, it just closes up that gap going into 2022 when we go to Canada.
Yeah, absolutely. And we haven't even mentioned the track in question that we're racing at here tonight. We are, of course, here in Russia at the Sochi Autodrome for round number 6. 18 corners taking you around this 5.8 kilometer circuit. First appeared on the F1 calendar back in 2014. It's been a I don't want to say a fan favorite, but also don't want to say a hated track. It's just kind of been, it's been a track that people enjoy, but it's not a fan favorite, you know.
Yeah, I think it's a fan favorite, I think, for real life F1, but for people that play it on the game, I think it's one that people avoid because of the track limits. But yeah, I think recent Russia Grand Prix, I think the one that stands out in my mind is, I think Vettel retired. I think that's, if I can remember back.
Kvyat going into the background.
Yeah.
Is that what we're on about? Yep, 2016,
I think. Yeah.
Or 17.
I think also you can't discount the recent, this year's Russian Grand Prix with Lando Norris, pole position, George Russell up there as well, Sainz. Heartbreak, obviously, for Lando. Can CR7 change that and put that McLaren on the top 3? But yeah, it's an interesting track here in Sochi as well, as one of the DRS zones goes into a very heavy braking zone, and if you get that braking zone wrong, you could go off into a wall.
Well, I presume you're on about turn 13 as you come into the final sector, because I'm pretty sure the wall for turn 2 is quite a distance
Yeah,
away.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But,
and also, oh,
go
God.
on. No, it's all good, you go.
And also, you got to think about, as obviously we saw in the recent Russian Grand Prix, the weather. You know, it can rain here, and I, it's a 50-50. I think it's more of a dry track here than it is a wet one. But as qualifying states at the moment, we are in for, at the moment, a dry session.
Yeah, so we got 16 drivers in the lobby here tonight, and as you said, it is dry here in qualifying. Uh, Interestingly though, like I don't know, on this game, it feels like this track has been improved massively in terms of the track limits, because I do think now people can attack this track a lot more and get away with it a bit better. Because I never really struggled with track limits around here anyway, even back on the older games, but now I do find it is a bit too easy. Like, you really need your tyres to drop off and not to really have any issues with track limits.
Yeah, and I think the strategies are quite an interesting one here. Obviously, I'm not familiar what the strategy is. Obviously, it probably for some of these drivers it may be the one stop, but could we see a safety car or a few virtual safety cars here in Russia?
Yeah, you can definitely see a few safety cars, and it is the strategy around here is a one stop. It is soft to the mediums or mediums to the softs. Uh, Bearing in mind, this is how long the mediums can last. I took the mediums from the end of lap 2 in a recent race I did, all the way to the end.
Oh, Carlsbury's left the session. That's not good.
That is not good at all for the championship leader. But yeah, I mean, strategy is bog standard, it's straightforward. Soft, medium, medium, soft. No call whatsoever to even touch the hard tyres. I believe we'll start to see people, if they start on softs, we may start to see them coming into the pits around lap 8, lap 9, thereabouts. Just as the softs start to hit the point where they start dropping off.
Yeah, and I think also there's a few corners here, or maybe one in particular. I think it's the bit where on the right there's quite a bit of a runoff. If you go over I think it's the curb there, it can invalidate, even though you're not completely cutting the corner. It's the bit now that Appledorn is coming through now. If you clip that curb, it will invalidate. So the drivers will have to be a little bit careful there, as we know there's going to be probably a few track invalidations here and a few track limit warnings as well.
Well, I'm currently on board with the first man who's on his flying lap in Jan as we come through turn 4 right now. Just managing to keep it within the limits as we go into turn 5. Not getting as close to that inside curb as you would normally want to do, so he definitely knows he's got a bit of time there. As we go through the corners he was just mentioning, through 7 and 8, if you clip the inside, you can very easily lose the car, and even on the exit of turn 8 into 9 as well, you can easily lose it. And here through turn 10, just before we get onto the DRS straight. Now, as you mentioned, this is one of the great overtaking opportunities down the inside, around the outside, into turn 13. Kind of set yourself up to get done through 14. I've seen some opportunistic lunges in the past down into 15. Very tricky corner, uphill, left-hander, very easy for the back end to just step away from you through that corner. But we're going to come into the penultimate corner now. Third gear for Jan, and through the final corner is going to be a 31.4, and you see he gets on the exit curb, and that's the danger at the final corner.
Yeah, and also I think with the final corner, if you do go off wide, you will get invalidated as well. At the I think it's you know the when you go down that really long straight from the start finish, is that considered a turn, or is that just one whole? Because I can't remember if that's one whole corner or is turn one
the turn 1 is the right hand kink down the
yeah, I thought it was. Yeah,
it's
I suppose
not a corner,
you could probably...
but it is a corner, you know.
Yeah. they class it as a. I suppose you could probably go around the outside of people around there with DRS. I suppose that could be an overtaking spot as well. And if you're going into turn 2, bad exit there, people can get you out of exit turn 2 as well, probably.
Oh, definitely. What's called, as you mentioned, with a certain incident in real life involving Sebastian Vettel, it's very easy for that to be replicated, especially on the exit of turn 3.
Yeah, and I think also I don't know what the high, if it's a high degradation track for the softs, but yeah, as you mentioned, around about 7 to 8 laps for the softs. So it'll be interesting what tyres the drivers go on, as there's a lot of sector 1 and sector 3 yellow flags.
The softs can go longer than that. It just becomes
just
not the fastest way to go around the circuit. I mean, the softs can go a very long distance, but looking at the times that have come in initially, we have Wesker on provisional pole, but Sway, he is what, 100th off him, and on the mediums compared to the softs.
Yeah, and I think maybe Sway is just feeling a little bit more comfortable on the on the mediums. I mean, yeah. Legend may have had a spin, it looks like it, on his lap, as he's 144.7. But yeah, a lot more drivers are on the mediums than I expected. But yeah, so I reckon a lot of them, well, obviously all these laps coming in at the moment are banker laps. But yeah, it's very interesting to see that a lot more have gone for the mediums.
Well, this is the way that I look at it, and the way I kind of figure things out. It is wise to do your first laps on the mediums, or do some laps on the mediums in qualifying, for the simple fact that the softs, they can go 10 laps. There's no doubt the softs can go 10 laps. You want to save a pure, fresh set of soft tyres for the race, and that's why I think the mindset is for everyone. Just in case there is that safety car, they got a fresh set of softs there, ready and waiting.
Yeah, there's obviously, of course, what you mentioned as JJ or yeah, that's he's already had one pole position this year, which was Hungary. I don't think, was you here for Hungary, or was that the week? No, you wasn't, because you were absent, unfortunately. But yeah, he did prove he had the pace and got pole position, and at the moment, at the banker laps, he is straight out the trap and sets the fastest lap here in Russia.
Well, I'm on board with the man who is our championship leader in Carlsby. He's just coming down to the middle sector split right now, so we'll see what this is. Looks like it's going to be a 4.7. Now, of course, Carlsby just managed to get himself back into the lobby. He did leave it momentarily, so he may potentially have one less run than what he was hoping for. But he's going to try to put a lap together, at least get something on the board. But let's see if he's going to be in contention for pole position. I believe CR7 is directly ahead of him, and Carlsby's actually backed off.
Yeah, well, he may have backed off just to maybe prepare for an even better lap, as he may have thought that lap wasn't what he wanted. But yeah, it's been an interesting qualifying session at the moment, as there's only now 3 drivers on the mediums, as Sector 3 is popping up quite a bit for yellow flags. I'm guessing that drivers just kindly moving out of the way, as I'm on board with CR7 in the McLaren as he comes into turn 2. He's had the DRS and little bit of understeer there. He's now going to come through, I believe this is turn 3, yeah. Just had to remember which turn was which. Turn 3, and then going up into turn 4 when he gets there. Going to take the curb there through turn 4 and then through turn 5. Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah, you're through 6 now into 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some corners that you know, they are.
Yeah, I think that's corners. What gets me confused. Yeah.
He's gone. He's out.
He's gone. And maybe his wheel not playing to the part tonight has caused. Well, hopefully it hasn't caused.
So everyone watching right now, I'm going to test Storm's knowledge. Storm, at what corner then did CR7 just crash out?
Oh God, now you're asking.
I'll give you 3 options if you want.
Go on then.
Do you want the 3 options? Was it turn 7, turn 8, or turn 9?
I'm going to go for the one in the middle, turn 8.
Well, he did hit the curb at turn 8, which caused a spin. He was actually in turn 9.
Oh well, we were close. We were halfway. we got the entry part.
Yeah, he crashed out in turn 9. So
yeah,
guys, the Russian knowledge of Storm is failing here for round 6.
Yeah, definitely. Well, this is actually the home race for. I know a lot of people probably don't like the driver, but Nikita Mazepin. This is actually his home Grand Prix, and obviously Daniel Kvyat, the torpedo that which Sebastian Vettel calls him, and I think since Kvyat did come back to F1, he did make some improvements. I believe he got a podium in Germany in Hockenheim before it departed the F1 calendar.
Oh, you're talking a fair few years ago now. I'm going to struggle to keep up with all that. But I will say that this was the final race back in 2016 for Kvyat when he was in the Red Bull.
Yeah.
So if you remember, the infamous driver swap with Verstappen happened the following race in Spain. Yeah,
because when Kvyat came back, he went to Toro Rosso before they changed to what they are now, AlphaTauri. But yeah, it's quite interesting to see that Carlsbury's time is 15th on the board at the moment on the mediums, 132.9, but we know he can go faster than that. He's on his outlap at the moment. Well, there's quite a lot of traffic out there at the moment as sectors are throwing up yellow flags left, right and centre here in...
Wesker, he's almost 2 times up coming into the 3rd sector, but let's see if he can find some time in the final couple of corners. He's down in 8th at the moment. He's going to need a big result here tonight. Across the line, he does improve by a 10th, but doesn't improve his position.
Yeah, I'm just, if you could probably, I don't know if you've seen him this season, but Vag, is this his first race? Or did he race last week?
I believe Vag was here last week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because he didn't finish. Well, we didn't have many finish in Zandvoort. Obviously, racing against Graham last season in F4, obviously with yourself against each other. Him moving up this season, do you think he's, adjusted to F3? Maybe that jump took him by surprise and he's still adjusting. He has had an up and down season, but hopefully he may get back up there and fighting like he was in F4, where he cruelly missed out on that championship in Abu Dhabi last season.
Well, there was a few drivers I was promoted that I was racing with last season, one of which is AJ, who's had a stellar start of the season. I believe also D and Jan were the other 2 that got promoted. I believe it was 4 together that got moved up.
Yeah, well, Jan was, because Jan won the title, didn't he? Because Graham couldn't do anything because I think he had an internet issue, I believe. And it was painful for him to watch. But he's currently in P10 at the moment. His teammate Sway is in 2nd, and run out 2/10 behind. So I wonder if Sway's got something in his locker that he can unlock that Williams and get himself in front of JJ. As JJ has proven he's got the pace, and when on it, he has helped Carlsbury, and that's what Carlsbury needs right now to match the 2 McLarens. As CR7 obviously has retired the session, but when CR7 and AJ have worked together, they have been I wouldn't say unstoppable, but they have been quite powerful, as we saw in Imola, and I think there was another track where they were quite good at as well.
Yeah, so obviously for Carlsbury, he definitely needs his teammate to be up there seeing the checkered flag a lot more often. Carsbury crosses the line, he goes third on a set of the mediums.
Yeah, that's a good lap there for Carlsbury. I think, as we've said week on week, Carlsbury just brings it even more each week. He is showing, not the maturity level, because I'm sure he's got that, but he's so much improved. His racecraft, his pace-wise, he is now at the level where I wouldn't say he's, gonna potentially be the champion, because anything can happen in the final remaining races later on next year. But he just seems like he is, notched it up a gear and gone, well, here's CR7, this is the level I'm at now. Is there anybody that can match me? And it just seems like at the moment, nobody can get close to him. As you said, what the gap is between Carlsbury and CR7 is going to either get bigger as we go into 2020, as, it's just an incredible, I think, season for him that, he has turned it around from what he was last season.
Yes, and I apologise to anyone that thinks that we do have a time machine. We're not going back into 2020. He means 2022.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what's called Carsbury this season has been fantastic. He's been just as good this season as what CR7 was last season. And the thing is, we're waiting for CR7 to flick that switch and start to get some wins there. But at this point in the season, if he doesn't do it now, it's going to be very difficult for him to close that gap down, especially with the form that Carsbury is on.
Yeah, and I think that may, obviously it's not going to affect CR7 as much, because he won it last season, but it may just be eating at him, going, I'm getting into these good positions, because he was in a really good position in Hungary, and then the safety car came out, and then it was intermediate tyre, and CR7 just couldn't keep Carlsbury behind. And obviously JJ was up there as well, helping him. Jan's had a very good season so far. He's been up there some races as well, especially in this qualifying session. I believe also in previous races this season so far, he has delivered as well.
With Graham, and he's lost it. He's lost it coming through turn 16. He did have a bit of a slipstream there from Sway down the DRS straight into turn 13, but unfortunately, Graham there fumbling the bag, as we've only got just over 30 seconds left in qualifying, so it's now or never. Juan has retired from the session, so he's not going out yet. We're on board with Sway, and we're going to see if Sway can nab this pole position here as he comes through turn 2. All valid, all in line as we go through the never-ending left-hander of turn 3. Now breaking down 4th gear for turn 4, upshifting into 5th on the exit, looking to get the runners. We've got cars off left, right and centre as we go through turn number 5 now for the kink of turn 6 into turn 7, very close to the curb but does not touch it. That is brilliant there from Sway. Now into 8, he does get on the curb and unsettles him a little bit as we go through 9, now into turn 10, all about the exit here, DRS wide open. And now we have the kink of 11, and we'll have this next kink of turn 12. But yes, 2 tenths up is Sway. He's on course to take pole position here as we go through the final sector through turn 14. Now into 15. Gets the car rotated lovely through there. No back end stepping out on him as we go through 16. Now into the penultimate corner of turn 17. Is Sway gonna nab pole position here through the final corner? And he is! And it is a 30.4. He's over a 10th clear of Juan Rojo, who was confident in his lap time, but Sway had the goods here.
Yeah, Sway played his cards right, he played the time right, and got himself that pole position, as it's going to be a P2 and P3 for Alfa Romeo, and that's not what McLaren need right now, as I'm sure AJ and CR7... Oh, Legend got disqualified for blocking the pit lane. That's going to drop him.
Well, I have no words for what was going on with Legend there. I was just flicking down through to go on board with the next car to cross the line, which I believe was one of the Ferraris.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was just in the pit lane. But we'll run you through the order. Here in qualifying, it is Sway who takes pole position here in Sochi ahead of Juan Rojo, who joins him on the front row. Carlsbury on a set of the mediums in third place with Jan in fourth. Yahan with a great lap jumps himself up into fifth at the end there, and he's got AJ alongside him on that third row. I'm a Sloth and Stevie GS, an all Ferrari lockout on the fourth row in seventh and eighth. And then we got Yogi in ninth and Vag rounding out the top 10. And outside the top 10 with free choice of tire compound, we have Wesker, we have Graham, we have Appeldon, we have Pody, we have CR7, and we have Legend, who will be starting from the back after getting disqualified. And actually, I'm just going to bring up the stream 2 seconds, because I'm not sure whether Legend was actually in the top 10 before he got himself disqualified.
Yeah, there's a bit of an issue actually with the lobby. A reserve who has joined very late in the qualifying is now not well, they're trying to get him to leave the lobby. Sway and Graham are just sorting it, so we will be getting away very shortly. That is qualifying, and I'm now stuck on the qualifying board.
Yep, I'm stuck on the qualifying board as well. And just to confirm, Legend was in 10th place when he got disqualified, so he may have to start on those sets of softs. So Vag could have free choice of tire compound. I believe he will.
Yeah, I think this reserve in question, well, the reserve driver in question, has glitched the lobby, so we may be looking at a restarted lobby.
Well, I mean,
yeah, Graham has. Graham said restart.
Okay, so we have confirmation of a restart in the lobby. I believe we're going to be keeping the same qualifying grid, though.
Yeah, of course.
So
but,
keep an eye out for people who are on the right tyre, because as we saw in F4 last week, I believe. Some people didn't go on the right tyre after a restart, and it got themselves DSQ'd for it.
Yeah, and also, just looking at Carlsbury's lap there, that was on the medium compound tyre. AJ immediately in the chat was saying, when's Carlsbury going to get moved up? Yeah, so it's all panic stations in McLaren, but yeah, it's going quite well for Alfa Romeo. Oh, the lobby has...
I mean, everyone's leaving, so...
Yeah.
Like, we will be leaving also, so I'm going to exit to main menu, otherwise I'll get stuck here and have to end the stream, and that's not what we want, guys. Not at all.
So, while we are on this momentary pause, F4 and F5 will be back tomorrow for the last race of 2021 before they go off for the Christmas break, and they'll be in Russia, obviously. You'll be in F4 racing and I'll be in F5. You looking forward to this track, or are you thinking, oh my god, nightmare?
I actually enjoy this track, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I do like it, but from Stewards last week, I've got to have 10 seconds added at the end, unfortunately. So more the work for me, but yeah, it's been an up and down season in F5, I have to say. And obviously, I've been keeping an eye on F4 as well. And yeah, I've seen some good racing from yourself there.
I mean, I'm not one to toot my own horn around here, but I'm just saying I rarely get penalties around here.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame that Japan's not on the calendar again, because you like that track as well.
I'm telling you, Japan have a problem. Like, you do not want it with me at Japan.
Yeah, but yeah, I think with Russia, it is a unique track, of course. Obviously, I think with Ferrari as well, the infamous Plan A, Plan B, don't know what plan we're having. I think that's another notorious Ferrari moment. obviously we had the battle, but well, if it was a battle, when Max took his grid penalty. I think, was it his IC or was it his engine that got replaced? I can't remember which part got replaced, but yeah, he made very quick pass of the former Mercedes driver now, Bottas. So that didn't help him, but yeah, it just seems like Carlsberg's just in that league of his own in this tier. Like no. Up there, top 3.
Well, Carlsberg has yet to be off the podium this season. Like that's the reality of it. Carlsberg has maintained a perfect podium percentage in F3 this season, and will it continue? I mean, you can't bet against it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have to restart my game because it's not letting me in the session.
I mean, I'm just on the join-in screen, and we'll see if I can get in, but I'm going to leave it maybe 2-3 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, so the reserve driver, obviously... hopefully we should be getting racing here in Sochi Formula 3 very soon, as it'll be interesting to see what the weather would be, because it was dry at the start, but we don't know if it was going to get any wet rain later on in the race, like it was in Hungary, where all the drivers started on dry compound tyres but then went right at the end on the inters, and yeah, it was a few moments in that race where I thought, oh god, somebody's going to try and do the dry compound tyre in the wet, and yeah, I think it was Legend that tried it, funny enough. Yeah, and it just didn't go to plan.
Yeah, what's called? I'm stuck in the loading screen.
Yeah,
if anyone
it's a nightmare.
if anyone in the chat is a part of this race, can you send me an invite? I cannot join through Sway's invites, unfortunately. If I can't join through someone else's, then I'll have to stop the stream, restart it, because I have to restart the game. And this is why we hate glitches on Codemasters. I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, you can send me one.
Yeah, give us 2 minutes and I'll send you one. I will when the game decides to bring your name up.
What do you mean? You could just go straight down to invite on party.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, but it wouldn't come up. I'll send you 2. So then if you do...
Wow, are you hearing this, guys? He's banking on me lagging. That's disgraceful.
Well, after your no-show in Hungary with your internet, then, yeah.
Wow, are you hearing this, guys? Are you hearing this? The absolute, the nerve. I tell you what, Storm, me and you're going to fall out, but at the end of 2021, I'm telling you now.
Leave it on track, leave it on track.
We're never on track together.
Exactly.
Right, so I still can't join for you, so it looks like I will have to restart the game and restart the stream as well, guys. So I shall be back with the stream being updated very, very soon.